Channel 6 for the Heartland presents A Night to Remember. A look back at the Huskers' quest for #1. Now, here's Channel 6 Sports Director Dave Weber.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Channel 6's coverage of the 1995 Orange Bowl, A Night to Remember. Over the next 90 minutes, we'll take you back to New Year's night in Miami for one of the greatest wins in the history of Nebraska football. The largest crowd ever at the Orange Bowl was on hand to witness the matchup between top-ranked Nebraska and third-ranked Miami. For the first time ever at the Orange Bowl, Channel 6 was the only Heartland TV station allowed to broadcast a pregame show from inside the stadium along the Nebraska sidelines. This was the scene before kickoff.
Everything's fine down here. The weather's beautiful in the Orange Bowl. The conditions for a football game are absolutely perfect. It's a little humid at 71 degrees, but no wind and only a very slight chance of showers later. We are situated here in the northeast corner of the end zone where most of the Nebraska fans are. You know, the road to Miami has not been easy for the Huskers. Nebraska opened the college football season at Giant Stadium in August. The march to Miami started at the Meadowlands in the 12th Kickoff Classic. The Sunday matinee before a national TV audience brought rave reviews. The 4th-ranked Huskers thumped 23rd-ranked West Virginia 31-0. Quarterback Tommy Frazier turned in an award-winning performance. He accounted for 230 total yards and had a hand in all 4 touchdowns. The Nebraska Black Shirts were just as impressive. The Huskers held the Mountaineers to 89 total yards. West Virginia never had a chance. Nebraska registered 8 sacks and gave up only 8 yards rushing. The 3rd-ranked Huskers were on notice as a team to watch. 11 days later, the Huskers were in Lubbock to face the Red Raiders of Texas Tech before a national cable audience. Tommy Frazier reeled off the longest touchdown of his career with this 55-yarder in the first quarter. But the game was still in doubt until the middle of the 3rd quarter when Lawrence Phillips broke free up the middle. He finished with 175 yards to lead Nebraska to a 42-16 victory over Texas Tech. The jury was still out on the Nebraska team until September 18th, when 12th-ranked UCLA came to Lincoln for the home opener. Nebraska unveiled its new Husker Vision replay boards and a ground attack that rolled over the Bruins. The Husker rush job produced 484 yards. It was the most yards given up by the Bruins in 50 years. The Husker offensive line opened up plenty of holes for Lawrence Phillips, who ran for 178 yards. The most spectacular run of the day came on a 60-yarder late in the 3rd quarter. The Huskers lived up to expectations with a 49-21 win. The next game against Pacific University turned out to be more like a scrimmage for the Huskers. Tommy Frazier was allowed to start, even though he was bothered by a recurring tightness in his right calf. The game got ugly fast. Lawrence Phillips came with the longest run of the season with this 74-yard touchdown. Nebraska tied the modern-day school record for most points in a half with 49. Everybody got to play in this one, including scout team quarterback and former team manager Adam Kucera. After racking up 699 yards on offense, the Huskers had come away with a 70-21 victory. But there wasn't any celebrating the next day when doctors discovered a blood clot in the right leg of Tommy Frazier. The news shocked Husker fans. Doctors recommended that the Heisman Trophy candidate sit out the rest of the season. Nebraska's hopes of a national title looked in jeopardy. The spotlight was now on Brooke Beringer, who made his first collegiate start against Wyoming. But the Husker offense wasn't the only concern. The pesky Cowboys picked the Nebraska defense apart for 344 yards and took a 21-14 lead at halftime. Beringer rose to the challenge and engineered 3 straight scoring drives in the 3rd quarter. The Huskers went on to post a 42-32 come-from-behind victory. After the game, it was learned that Beringer had suffered a partially collapsed lung. The Huskers' depth at quarterback suddenly became a huge concern.
In case you couldn't tell, the Huskers, some of them at least, have entered the field in uniform with their shoulder pads, and the crowd's going nuts. Nebraska entered the Big 8 season undefeated at 5-0 this year, but with Tommy Frazier out of the lineup, all eyes turn to a backup quarterback from Goodland, Kansas.
Behringer started the Big 8 opener against Oklahoma State, but the Husker offense was limited due to Behringer's injury. Lawrence Phillips carried most of the workload. He had his best day as a Husker. Phillips carried the ball 33 times for 221 yards. At halftime, Behringer was taken to the hospital for more x-rays on his lung, which had collapsed again. Sophomore Matt Turman took over at quarterback in the third quarter and engineered 3 scoring drives, including a 2-point conversion to Eric Alford. Nebraska downed the Cowboys 32-3. The Huskers faced a tall order the next week in Manhattan, where they took on the 11th-ranked Kansas State Wildcats. Matt Turman became the first walk-on at Nebraska to start at quarterback in 9 years. While the Husker offense was limited to just a few plays, the Nebraska defense used numerous defensive schemes to stop the all-Big 8 quarterback, Chad May. This interception by Troy Dumas ended a Wildcat drive right before halftime. May put the ball in the air 48 times, but many were batted away. Baron Miles set a school record with 6 passes broken up. The pass rush was tenacious, too. May was sacked 6 times in the game. The Huskers left Manhattan with a 17-6 victory. The Huskers traveled to Missouri the next week, where they tuned up for their showdown with Colorado. The offense was still limited as the Nebraska coaches protected Behringer from any unnecessary hits. The junior quarterback responded with 152 yards passing and a career-high 3 touchdowns. Even though Lawrence Phillips was still nursing an injury to his left thumb, he managed 122 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. The Husker Blackshirts kept Missouri in check by holding the Tigers to 198 total yards and 1 touchdown. Nebraska was still undefeated after a 42-7 win. The stage was set for the meeting in Lincoln against second-ranked Colorado. The 200th sellout crowd at Memorial Stadium watched as the Huskers rolled to an impressive 24-7 win. Fullback Corey Schlesinger got the scoring started on a 14-yard touchdown in the first quarter. The Huskers also surprised the Buffaloes with 9 passes to its tight ends, Eric Alford and Mark Gilman, for a total of 124 yards. Nebraska capped off a 73-yard drive right before halftime on a run by Clinton Childs, and the Huskers led 17-0. Nebraska struck again on its first possession of the second half when Behringer hit Alford for a 30-yard touchdown. The Huskers were in control, 24-0. Nebraska's defense just as impressive. The Blackshirts held the nation's #2 ranked offense to just 1 touchdown. The homecoming crowd celebrated the 24-7 win by tearing down the goalposts. The victory also made believers out of the pollsters, who voted Nebraska the #1 team in the nation. The Kansas game marked the final appearance for the seniors in Memorial Stadium. Any fears of a letdown after the Colorado game were calmed when the Huskers scored 31 points in the first 19 minutes. The Blackshirts set the tone early by intercepting 2 passes in the first 3 plays from scrimmage for Kansas. Behringer had his best day as a quarterback. The junior from Goodland, Kansas, passed for 267 yards. He also connected with Lester Johnson for the longest touchdown pass of the season. It was the most passing yards by a Husker quarterback in 16 years. And the top-ranked Huskers romped to a 45-17 win. The next week, the Huskers returned to the stadium of their last loss in the Big 8 at Iowa State. The winless Cyclones rallied around their coach Jim Walden in his final game at the school. Nebraska scored a touchdown right before halftime on a pass from Behringer to Abdul Muhammad, who made a diving catch in the end zone to give the Huskers a 14-6 lead. But Iowa State pulled to within 2 in the third quarter on a long pass from Todd Doxson to Calvin Branch. It was now 14-12. After slipping all afternoon on the turf, Lawrence Phillips decided to change shoes, and what a difference it made for the Husker I-back. Phillips rushed for 120 of his 183 yards in the last 9 minutes to help the Huskers pull away. Nebraska escaped Ames with a 28-12 victory. The final game of the regular season in Norman had a familiar face on the sideline. Tommy Frazier was back in uniform. He watched the offense struggle in the first half against Oklahoma. Both defenses dominated the contest. The Blackshirts held the Sooner offense to its lowest output of the season with 179 yards. The only points the Huskers could come up with in the first half was on a 46-yard field goal by Darren Erstad. The game was deadlocked, 3-all at halftime. The Husker offense woke up in the third quarter and scored on its first 2 possessions. The hottest passing combination in the game was Beringer to Abdul Muhammad. They teamed up 5 times, including this 44-yarder in the fourth quarter. Beringer scored the only touchdown of the game from 1 yard out to give the Huskers a 13-3 victory. For the 4th year in a row, Nebraska had won the Big 8 championship. Even though the Huskers had a perfect record of 12-0, there wasn't any celebration. The Huskers still had some unfinished business in the Orange Bowl.
Nebraska is making its 15th appearance here in the Orange Bowl tonight. Husker trainer George Sullivan has been in Miami for every single game. This will be the last appearance for him on the Husker sideline. Ross Jernstrom has more on that story.
I think he starts
I'm falling asleep on this one. It feels so good. Let's call him the Messiah.
For the last 45 years, George Sullivan has been helping Nebraska players bounce back from injuries. The Orange Bowl marks the final chapter in Sullivan's career on the Nebraska Athletic Department medical staff.
It's really only come into focus since Thanksgiving. You start thinking, even the people down there are very close. This is my 15th bowl, Orange Bowl, that is. And so these people, I'm working with the sons of the original ones I used to work with, you know, that are, and these people just do everything, knock themselves out to be assisted, thinking that you're not going to work with them again.
Sullivan was recently honored by his peers as the top trainer in his profession. The National Trainers Association honored Sullivan with the Tim Kerwin Award for Excellence. 25 years ago, Jerry Weber started as a trainer under Sullivan. He says the Husker trainer has a special relationship with his athletes.
I think the one thing George has always been able to get real fast into a kid's mind as to whether he needs to be hugged a little bit, whether he needs to be kicked in the butt, whether he needs to be yelled at, whether he needs to be spoken softly to, getting to that, being able to do that with kids from all over the country, from all backgrounds, for 45 years, I think says a lot about George Sullivan as a person.
The 1994 football season was rewarding and frustrating for Sullivan. He helped Nebraska's top 2 quarterbacks come back from serious injuries.
There was a lot of things that we couldn't do. I couldn't help them that much. We just had to have time. We had to have the other expertise of the many medical fields, having the lung problem and having the blood clots, and we having the only one we really helped was the sore shoulders. So yes, it was frustrating because I couldn't reach out there and grab them and say, let's work all night and have you ready tomorrow. You know.
Before Nebraska's final game of the year against Kansas, Sullivan was introduced before the Husker seniors. Sullivan was given a standing ovation from the fans in Memorial Stadium. The longtime trainer was surprised and touched by the reaction of the fans.
I became very emotional, even thinking of it now. But it was a real great thing.
Ross Jernstrom, Channel 6 Sports.
We're all going to miss George a lot. Sullivan will continue at Nebraska as a consultant with the medical staff. One of the players George treated during his season was sophomore free safety Mike Minter, who injured his knee against Texas Tech and missed the rest of the season. Mike, you had surgery. How's the knee feel?
I feel right now. I feel pretty good. You know, I'm going through workouts and it feels pretty strong. So I feel real good right now.
It was just tragic the way you had to go out, babe. What about the Nebraska defensive effort? What's going to be the key in the ball game for the Husker defense against Miami, do you think?
Well, the key is to get to the Costa and stop him, put pressure on him and make him crack and throw interception, because our DB is going to be there for the pick. So all we have to do is put pressure on him, and we should come out on top.
I'd ask you who you're going to pick.
Oh, yeah, you know I got to go with the Huskers. We're going to come home and bring #1 home for y'all, so be ready for that.
All right, thanks. Mike Minter, sophomore free safety. He'll be back next season after knee surgery this season. One of the highlights during the Orange Bowl week was the parade and halftime show. Just like the football team, Nebraska's marching band has put plenty of time in preparing for the game. The Cornhusker Marching Band has spent hours of rehearsal time preparing for its 6-minute performance prior to the kickoff of tonight's Orange Bowl. The trip to Miami is part of a reward for a championship season.
So many bands that when they go to a bowl game, it's once in a great while, but to have this 26-year tradition of going to bowl games, this is just, it's an unbelievable reward.
This is the largest marching band that Nebraska's ever sent to Miami. 296 musicians will perform in the pregame show. They believe the band is an asset to the team's success.
I think the band has a lot of morale factor as far as the whole game's concerned and as far as the team spirit and the team playing is concerned.
I think if we weren't there, we're like the heartbeat of the football stadium, you know. If we weren't there, then I think we'd kind of be dead a little bit. You know, we get the cheers going and everything and fight songs, so I think it's a big part of the atmosphere, the whole football atmosphere.
When the band marches on the turf at the Orange Bowl, they know what to expect from the Miami fans.
It's funny because usually we go down and they boo us before we start playing, and then when we get done playing, they usually cheer us and clap us on, even the Miami people usually.
The big difference for the marching band tonight will be the support from the 15,000 Big Red fans at the game.
We've had such small turnouts the last couple of years, and we're all very excited to be able to walk into the stadium on New Year's night and see 15,000, 16,000 folks in red. I think it's going to be a great night.
No, Nebraska's faced some great Miami offenses in the years here in the Orange Bowl. Who can forget the list of quarterbacks? Bernie Kosar, Steve Walsh, Heisman Trophy winner Gino Torretta. Here's more on this year's Miami offense. The University of Miami is known as Quarterback U. But according to many Miami fans, Frank Costa has not measured up to the quarterback tradition at the school.
I don't know if any place is tougher than Miami. To tell you the truth, I don't think you can go anywhere. If you played here, I don't think you can go anywhere, including the NFL, and get hit with anything that you haven't been through already, especially me. I mean, I've been benched, I've been booed, I've been ripped into papers, I've been, smeared all over the media for getting a DUI and whatnot. And I mean, I've been through everything.
The Nebraska Blackshirts won't make life any easier for Costa. The Huskers hope to be in his face every time he steps back to pass.
It's going to be really important because he runs their whole offense. And, if we can get to him first, and get in his mind a little bit, they're going to have a hard time moving the ball, running or passing.
For Costa to be successful, the Canes need to establish a running game. The key to victory will ride on the legs of Miami's James Stewart.
To me, the defense is no different from any other defense that I have played against. It's a matter of my offensive line executing their blocks and me reading off their blocks, making the right reads, getting in the open, trying to score a touchdown.
But are the Huskers buying the notion of Miami running the ball first?
No, not really. I mean, a lot of teams think they can, beat us by passing the ball. I mean, we've been successful this whole year of stopping the run, and I'm figuring that they're going to try to pass the ball.
They have a very good running back, and I don't know. I guess if they say they're going to run it, they're going to run it. I don't know. We'll see Sunday.
Last year, the Blackshirts came up with a brilliant game plan against Florida State and nearly won the ball game.
With me is former Butkus Award winner and Indianapolis Colts linebacker Trev Alberts. Trev, you also suffered an injury over the past season. How are you physically?
I feel real good. You know, we had surgery on the elbow, and it's come back a lot earlier than I thought, so I'm feeling good at this point.
What do you remember from last year's game besides you know what?
Well, I remember the loss, but I remember the team that showed a lot of heart and courage, and a whole state that got behind us, and a lot of fun, and I just have great memories from it.
Thus the sticker, unfinished business, huh?
We have unfinished business left to do here, but I think we're going to finish that business tonight.
Trev, what's the key for the Nebraska defense this year? I'm sure you've kept tabs on them, and you know maybe a little bit about Miami's offense. What are the Huskers going to have to do to win the ballgame?
I think the bottom line is that they have to get some pressure on Frank Costa. I mean, the guy's a good quarterback, but I don't think he can play well under pressure, and the Black Shirts have had more sacks this year than in the history of the school, so I think you'll see him getting a lot of pressure on Costa and just the line dominating on both sides.
Is this, I know you're not in uniform this year, but is this as big a thrill, the goosebumps back?
I tell you what, I have butterflies in my stomach now, and I'm not even playing, so this is really fun. It's exciting.
It's great to see you too, Trev. Best of luck in the NFL.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Okay, buddy. Trev Alberts, considered the brains and the leader of the Nebraska defense last year, and there's no doubt who holds the title on defense this year as far as brains are concerned, and on offense too. John Chapman has the story of Rob Zadiska.
Rob Zadiska is the perfect student. Last month, the Husker offensive tackle received the Honda National Scholarship Award as the top scholar athlete. It was a moment the Lincoln native won't soon forget.
I never really set out to get that award, which almost kind of makes it all the nicer that you do get recognized for some of the time and effort that you put in off the field.
Zadiska became the first player in Tom Osborne's tenure to graduate with a perfect 4.0 average. He never had anything less than an A in his scholastic career. Last May, Zadiska earned a degree in biological sciences and is currently taking graduate classes. Zadiska never looked at the long hours of studying as work.
It's like I said, the big thing is I've had fun with what I was doing. I've liked biology, which is my major. I was always kind of like the little kid who's always wanted to cut things up and see what was going on the inside. So I've just had fun with it, and that's helped me the most, I think.
There is no defensive tackle that will outsmart Zadiska on the football field. The two-time academic All-American has played in every game since September of 1991. Even though Zadiska was named to the All-Big 8 first team this past season, he doesn't see pro football in the future. Medical school looks like the next step. Before he becomes Dr. Zadiska, he has one final exam in the Orange Bowl. The Miami game could be his toughest test as a Husker.
Up to this point, some of the best ones we've faced would probably be, say, like Miami in the 1992 Orange Bowl, I guess it was. And this one's right up there with that, #1 in the nation in defense. And so it's kind of hard to argue that this is not going to be the toughest one. I think it will be.
Regardless of the outcome, Rob Zadiska has already proven he is a champion on and off the field. John Chapman, Channel 6 Sports.
As you've been able to see tonight, there's plenty of Big Red in Miami this week. 15,000 or more Nebraska fans made the trip to South Florida, and Mike McKnight caught up with some of those Big Red fans.
A song that's become an anthem for a season with one theme: unfinished business.
The business will be finished.
16, 20, 25,000. The estimates keep going higher on how many Husker fans have come to Miami. More than 1,000 attending this pep rally.
We've been to 24 bowl games and 3 classics.
This little guy's 5.5 months old from Seattle.
Many paid $1,000 or more apiece for a trip to the Orange Bowl, and they're paying more at this pep rally. $5 a hot dog, $20 a t-shirt.
3 shirts, 3 hats, 60, 114.
There's a feeling among these fans that Nebraska will win the national championship this time, a confidence UNL Chancellor Graham Spanier wears on his chest.
And I decide I'm going to wear it for good luck, and the team's going to make it come true.
And come game time, Husker fans say they'll do their part.
So there's a reason for us being here, and it's to cheer loud.
There's There's no sound like Hail Varsity or There Is No Place Like Nebraska to attract Husker fans, but maybe close behind is the sound of the waves splashing up on Miami Beach.
I think they like it.
While the weather's been great all week, the biggest topic among Husker fans in Miami, Tommy Frazier's starting at quarterback.
If he's playing, he must be the best we got right now.
And whichever quarterback they put in, they'll do a great job.
Yeah. I agree. That's my husband.
From Miami, Mike McKnight, Channel 6 News.
This is the largest group of Husker fans in Miami since 1984. With me now is Nebraska Athletic Director Bill Byrne. That's a real credit to the school. You sold a lot of tickets, but you had a lot more requests.
Well, it's a credit to our fans. And if you'll take a look up in the end zone back there, that's usually something that we wouldn't have available to us. That's sold through the Ticketmaster Corporation, and our fans were smart enough to start calling Ticketmaster and use up what was most of this famous Miami end zone, where they say they make it so loud here that no team could ever score in this end zone.
Let's hope it helps this year.
Well, let's hope it does, because our fans, we want to make this a home field advantage for Nebraska.
Tell me a little bit about the Orange Bowl. It's Nebraska hasn't had a lot of luck down here, but the Bowl Coalition takes over next year, and if we're in the running for the national championship again, we won't be here.
That's right. And hopefully, if we're 1 or number 2, we're going to be in Phoenix, Arizona, playing in the Fiesta Bowl. Or if we're 3 or 5, we will be in the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. It would only be if we were 4 or 6 if we'd be back here in Miami. I hope that we're 1 and 2 and we're playing in the Fiesta Bowl.
We've had some fun down here this week with the locker room situation and the elephants out on the practice field the other day. Something always seems to happen down here.
You know, when they told us about the elephants, honest, the first thing that went through my mind was they were talking about the Miami offensive and defensive linemen. That was really the first thing that this is nuts. I mean, putting animals relieve themselves, and they have all over the field.
Yes,
it's terrible out here. I just can't imagine them doing this.
But he's kidding, of course, folks. Bill, thanks so much for being with us. Thanks for being with us, buddy. Let's bring him in, huh? Victory. Nebraska Athletic Director Bill Byrne. I'll tell you, it wasn't all work for the Huskers this week. They know how to have fun in the sun, too, and Ross Jernstrom has more.
The beach has been a popular spot for the Huskers all week in Miami. Some of the players tried to dodge the waves off the Atlantic Ocean.
No, we don't dodge, we take them straight on. Yep. We just plunge right in. Heads up.
If the salt water was too much, you could play a game of sand volleyball outside the Sheraton Bell Harbor Hotel, the headquarters for the Nebraska football team on Miami Beach. The players have also enjoyed the nightlife of Miami. At the Seaquarium, the Huskers' Tommy Frazier found plenty of shrimp at the seafood buffet. The Husker offensive line settled for beef, and there was plenty of steaks and ribs for the big boys up front. The most popular night spot in Miami is the Cocoa Walk. The players enjoyed a variety of shops and restaurants, including Dan Marino's. The menu of the Dolphin quarterback attracted signal caller Brooke Behringer.
Feels good. It feels real good. It's a lot of fun here.
If you wanted to check out an NBA game, there was always the matchup between the Clippers and the Miami Heat. You could see former Husker Eric Piakowski. And by the way, there was no Orange Bowl prediction from Madonna. If the Miami nightlife was just too much, there was always a stroll alone along the beach that wasn't too far away. From Miami, Ross Jernstrom, Channel 6 Sports.
Who has the best defense in the nation? That question could be answered tonight. Miami is ready to battle the mighty Husker offense.
The matchup has been building all week. The nation's best running attack against the #1 ranked defense in college football. Out Outland Trophy winner Zach Wiegert can't wait for the matchup.
I like to play them just because they're ranked high, and it gives us a better opportunity to be national champs because they're such a ranked high team. But it's nice to play Miami that because of the fact that, you know, people say that you can't beat Miami, this and that, so it makes it, the game gets that much more, you know, hype and stuff. So
the Miami player who concerns Nebraska the most is Lombardi Trophy winner Warren Sapp. Academic All-American Rob Zadiska has drawn the tough assignment to block Sapp.
It's a little bit. He's got a lot of talent. He's a great defensive lineman, but also their defense as a whole is great. They got a lot of talent all over. And we're going to have to play really well in all phases of the game to win.
Sapp is the soul of the Canes defense, which has come together to lead the nation in scoring defense and total defense.
It's like white on rice since the first time we, assembled back when we got back from Fiesta Bowl. When school started, we came back and we said we was all going to work. So we was all in the weight room and out on the green tree pushing each other. So from that time, we was like white on rice. We knew what we had to do. So here we are today, standing.
All season long, the Canes defense has come up with the key play to win the big game.
We come up with big plays all year, and that's what we have to do. Take a load off the offense. They don't have to do everything. We'll take care of business ourselves. It's unfortunate that these games take so long to come around, boy. I mean, we're just ready right now. So everybody just keeping in, keep the top on the pot right now. Just keep it simmering right now. We're just ready to play some ball.
The difference for Nebraska tonight could come at quarterback. Just a few days ago, Coach Tom Osborne decided on Tommy Frazier to start the game. We have more from Ross Sternstrom.
The most asked question during Orange Bowl week was finally answered on Thursday when Tommy Frazier was named Nebraska's starting quarterback.
Well, I'm happy about it, but it's just something that the coaches felt that was the right thing for him to do right now. And as I was saying all along, it doesn't matter about who starts the game, it matters about who finishes it.
Even though Frazier received the starting nod, Brooke Behringer is expected to see action early in the game.
That doesn't mean that Tommy's going to have more snaps in the game than Brooke. It could very well go either way in terms of who plays the most.
I expect Tommy to play well, and I expect to go in and play well. And I think the game will dictate what happens. But I'm not concerned about going in from the point I go in and playing the whole rest of the game.
Many of the Huskers believe both quarterbacks can get the job done, and it really doesn't matter who starts the game.
Played with 3 different quarterbacks this year against 3 top 20 teams, and we did fine. I don't think it really matters. I don't think the team itself has ever really had a problem with whoever's been back there.
Osborne and Turner Gill made the decision to start Frazier in what has been termed a gutsy call by the Husker coaching staff.
Tommy played really well in the scrimmage. Unfortunately, Brooke had a couple of interceptions, which made his grade a little bit lower and stuff. So Tommy outgraded Brooke in the scrimmage, and that's kind of the main factor why Tommy is the starter.
For Tommy Frazier, the Orange Bowl marks the end of a roller coaster year for the Husker quarterback.
My season has been very difficult for me, knowing that I had an injury that basically had put me out for the entire season. Then being able to come back from that and being able to start in the championship game it's probably a pretty fine chapter of the season for me.
From Miami, Ross Sternstrom, Channel 6 Sports.
The Huskers are leaving the field now, going back to the locker room to get ready to come back out for the kickoff. It's been a long week for the players, the head coaches. Head coaches had to answer questions this week from the media. And here's how Dennis Erickson and Tom Osborne look at tonight's matchup.
You would think it might not be a case where people just run up and down the field at will, but I think in these kinds of games that kicking, field position, turnovers become even more important because it's probably not going to be real easy just to get a lot of big plays where you get cheap yardage.
Extremely good pass rushers. They blitz a lot more than they used to. They play a lot of man coverage. So that's the style of defense they've played all year. The teams that have tried to throw the football against him, Kansas State, for example, with Chad May, they put a lot of pressure on him through blitzing and 5-man rushes and so forth. And that's their style. I'm sure that that's the same style that they're going to use against Frank.
Gee, I would love to win a national championship. And I don't want anybody to think that that's not true. I think as long as it depends on the ballot box, and there's so many parameters that are difficult to control, the luck of the draw and who you play, where you play them, all those kind of things.
All we could do is try to put ourselves in a position that we're in right now, and in hopes that we can beat Nebraska. That's all we can worry about. At the end, if that's what happens, that's what happens. There's not any control over it.
I don't get quite as caught up in it as just playing well. I hope we play well. That's the main thing. And we've prepared well, so I think we'll play well. And so I'm kind of anxious to see what's going to happen.
The Huskers faced a tremendous challenge on New Year's night. Even though Miami had its record 58-game home win streak snapped by Washington in September of '94, the Hurricanes still owned an impressive streak of 24 straight night victories in the Orange Bowl. Imagine it. As Nebraska took the field, the Canes had not lost at night in Miami since 1985. After all of the buildup, it was finally time for the kickoff. Despite 7 consecutive bowl losses, the #1 ranked Huskers were loaded with confidence as they rushed onto the Miami turf. Almost 20,000 Big Red fans made the trip to back the Huskers. But Miami struck first. Dane Pruitt nailed a 44-yard field goal to put the Canes on the board 3-0. The spotlight was on Tommy Frazier. The Husker quarterback had not taken a snap in a game since September. On his second series, Frazier made a costly mistake. He passed downfield and was picked off by Miami's Carlos Jones at the 3-yard line. It took Miami just 5 plays to march 97 yards. Frank Costa tossed a quick pass to Trent Jones, who raced past the Nebraska defense for a 44-yard touchdown. Miami was out in front 10-0. In the second quarter, Brooke Beringer replaced Frazier at quarterback. He found out right away why Warren Sapp was named the winner of the Lombardi Trophy. He was all over in the Husker backfield. On Beringer's second series, he drove the Huskers down to the 19, where he rolled out and tossed a perfect pass to tight end Mark Gilman in the end zone. Nebraska was back in it. The Huskers trailed 10-7 at halftime. Miami opened the third quarter with another touchdown. The Canes took just 5 plays to score. Costa hit Jonathan Harris, who eluded several Nebraska defenders on his way to a 44-yard touchdown run. The Canes were now up 17-7, and there was concern on the face of every Big Red fan. The Huskers needed a big play on defense, and they got it from Dwayne Harris, who sacked Costa in the end zone for a safety. Nebraska was now behind by 8 points. It looked like the Huskers might score again. Beringer hit Abdul Muhammad 3 times. The passing combination teamed up for a total of 48 yards. But the drive ended when the Huskers fumbled and Miami recovered on their own 31-yard line. The only thing stopping the Huskers were the Huskers themselves. Nebraska had another chance to score at the start of the fourth quarter when Miami's Pruitt kicked the ball out of the end zone after a bad snap. But an interception by Beringer ended that threat. All season long, the Black Shirts had given the Huskers a lift when they needed it. Harris sacked Costa for another loss. The Nebraska defense was absolutely incredible in the fourth quarter. The Black Shirts did not allow the Canes a first down in the final period. When Nebraska got the ball back with 8 minutes to go, Osborne rolled the dice again and called on Tommy Frazier to come back at quarterback. Frazier went to the option game right away. He pitched the ball to Lawrence Phillips, who weaved his way through the Miami defense for 25 yards. The mighty Miami defense starting to show signs of fatigue. On the next play, Frazier handed off to Corey Schlesinger. With the help of a block by Zach Wiegert, he bolted past the Miami defense for a 15-yard touchdown. 2 plays in 33 seconds, but the Huskers still trailed 17-15. Osborne decided to go for the 2-point conversion. Frazier drilled a pass to Eric Alford in the end zone. The game was all tied up at 17 all. All the momentum had shifted to the Huskers. Nebraska got the ball back again with 6.5 minutes left. On 3rd and 4, Frazier scrambled free for 25 yards. The quarterback's fresh legs proved to be the difference in the final minutes. Then on 3rd down and 3 at the 20-yard line, the game's most valuable player picked up 6 more crucial yards for another first down. That set the stage for the winning touchdown from the 14. Schlesinger bolted up the middle to the end zone. The senior from Duncan, Nebraska had scored 2 touchdowns in the final 8 minutes. For the first time in the game, Nebraska was in the lead 24-17. Two minutes and 46 seconds left on the clock. It was now up to the Nebraska defense to play for number 1. The black shirt sacked Costa twice and pushed the Canes back to the 9-yard line. Then on 4th down, in a final desperate attempt, Costa tossed the ball downfield. Huskers senior Kareem Moss intercepted the ball at midfield to seal the victory for Nebraska. All the ghosts from past Orange Bowl losses were gone. Nebraska had defeated Miami 24-17. The season of unfinished business was now finished, complete with a perfect record of 13-0.
What a 4th quarter by the Huskers. One of the greatest 15 minutes of football ever at Nebraska. The Orange Bowl was a sea of red. For a full 20 minutes after the game ended, Nebraska players were still on the field celebrating their national championship. Immediately after the NBC broadcast of the game, Channel 6 was right back to the field to let our viewers share in the celebration with the players, the coaches, and others who had helped make this dream come true. For the Channel 6 sports team, Merlin Klaus, John Chapman, Ross Jernstrom, and me, the next 2.5 hours was a wild ride.
Standing by live on the sidelines.
Hi, Merlin. We're on the field at the Orange Bowl live with Eric Alford and Abdul Muhammad. Guys, how do you feel?
Feel great. National championship, baby, yeah!
Oh, it's all good. We've been working hard for this all year. This is all we wanted. And it happened. Yeah. It happened tonight. It happened tonight.
Tell us about the game, guys. So many things went wrong. So many things kept you guys from taking the lead.
Well, it just happened, you know.
The thing was that we came into this game, we just planned to wear them out. Yeah. The whole game, we was going to wear them out until they got tired. They haven't prepared like us. We've been practicing since December. They just started practicing earlier this week for a whole week.
They haven't practiced. We kept practicing.
That was a key. Yeah. They took 5 days off. They shouldn't have done that, huh?
I mean, not against us, because, you know, we're a 4th quarter team. You can't beat the Huskers, babe. What up? 13-0.
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, we got Ed Stewart right here.
Ed Stewart, talk to Ed Stewart.
Let me bring him in. Ed Stewart, how does it feel? How does it feel? Let me interview you.
I can't really tell you how I feel right now because it ain't sunk in yet.
But it's on tonight, huh?
It's on.
Hey,
Miami talked all that trash all week.
Get the fans on camera.
It's supposed to be their home and all that.
They brought us this right here. The fans.
It's all about the Huskers in 95, baby.
All year. These fans right here. These fans.
Hey, Damon, come on in here.
Hey, hi, everybody.
You know what? Go ahead. Interview Damon.
Damon, how's it feel to win the national championship,
they said we couldn't do it. We came to their house. I'm happy. The fans were great. Lincoln was great. We were dedicated. Omaha, I'm coming home tomorrow. Be there for me. We're going to party. I want to say what's up to everybody.
Party!
All right, let's get Brooke. Go ahead, baby. Right his way. Brooke, after everything that happened, a national championship for Nebraska. How do you feel, babe?
I feel great. I feel great. I tell you what, we're proud of the whole team for staying concentrated through this whole thing, and Coach Osborne deserves it.
I can't say enough words. It's just incredible, Brooke. So many, like a roller coaster, up and down, and then finally up at the end.
Yeah, it's been an overwhelming, game, the emotion right now. But the season was indicative of what happened. I mean, we had guys come in, we had guys go out. Both quarterbacks, I think, played well. We both made some mistakes, but all that matters is that we won and we didn't win.
It couldn't end any other way, could it?
No, it's been a beautiful season.
You guys were in better shape. You were tough at the end, and they were tired, I think.
Yeah, we wore them out in the fourth quarter. We've been a dominant team in the fourth quarter all year, and I think it paid off again.
That's great. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Brooke. Championship. Christian, I'm so proud of you, man. I'm so proud of you. How do you feel, babe?
We feel great. This was our goal for the whole season. People doubted us from day one when we lost our key injuries. We all pulled together. We had the support of the fans, and we all pulled through. This one's for us.
Christian, it was almost, I stood here the whole final 6 minutes. It was like the energy from the fans down here was pouring out onto the field.
The support of the fans was great. We needed them at a certain time, and they came through. These are the best fans in the country.
Christian, you win this national championship for yourself, your teammates, the fans, and your brother too, huh?
Oh, this goes for everyone. This state of Nebraska, the old players, everybody. I'm out of here.
Congratulations. Phil Ellis, linebacker, quick linebacker, matched up with Miami speed. A great game, Phil.
Thank you. They got ahead of us a little bit, and we kept our poise. We did what we had to do. I think we wore them out a little bit. The offense did a great job.
I never got the feeling in the game that you guys ever had any doubts.
No, we didn't. I never worried once. I mean, it's weird. It's been weird like that all year. I've never had any doubts. We've always won.
So many things go wrong the entire season. So many things pull you guys back. More things during the game.
It's just one of those things. It's adversity we get over.
That's tremendous. Congratulations, babe.
Thank you.
Championship. Tom Sealer, a national title, Tommy. How you feel?
This is great. I mean, I wanted to kick a game winner, but this is just as good.
Oh, I was thinking, well, we score a field goal and then we give them a chance, but it never happened.
Hey, I'm glad we got a touchdown. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I'm glad we got a touchdown. I wanted that field goal so bad. From my buddy Byron Bennett, he talked to me before the game, and he told me I could do it, gave me confidence. And I just want to go out and say I love Byron Bennett. I love everybody, baby. We're national champs. Oh!
This is the championship for all the Huskers who didn't win championships down here, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Team effort. We got through it. And that's for Coach Osborne. That's for my family. That's for everybody I love.
All right, Tommy. Thanks. Congratulations. Merlin, everything's going nuts. Man, how are you?
We got
Matt Shaw here, Merlin.
All right.
Exhausted right now. That was a great game.
That's a good kind of tired, though, isn't it?
Yeah, we finally got to bury some bad memories tonight, and I think everybody in Nebraska is fired up, and we're on cloud nine right now.
Matt, in the last 6-7 minutes of that game, did you feel the energy pouring out of these fans over here?
Yeah, we felt them, and we felt Miami. They were getting really tired. We were in I think, much better condition. I think it really showed the fourth quarter. We wanted to dominate the fourth quarter, and that's definitely what we did.
All the guys are saying, picking out people that they won the national championship for, besides Tom, besides their teammates, besides the fans. Anybody you want to say hi to?
I just want to say hi to my family. I mean, most of them are down here, but some are back in Nebraska, and hopefully I made them proud tonight, and hopefully I'm just happy to win the national title. It's just
congratulations,
the proudest thing I could do. I'm just fired up.
Happy flight home, babe.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. We got Dante Jones here. Dante, you got a whole case of, T-shirts. I thought it was orange juice for you. You want to turn around and give it to him? Go ahead.
Nah, they way up there.
Oh, way up there? How do you feel, Dante?
Feel good. I couldn't ask for nothing better than this. We wanted to go out and win this for our coach. This being my senior year, and that's all the teams work, stride on throughout the whole week. Win this for Coach Osborne. We did it, and we thank God that we did it.
Does this erase all the bad memories?
Yes, it does. We was past due on winning the bowl game, so we felt as though we was going to come out and win this one, and we believed in ourselves deep down in our heart, and we came out and just played 4 quarters, and we knew if we stayed close up into the 4th quarter, we would come out victorious.
It doesn't make any difference what happens tomorrow, Dante. You guys are national champs.
Yeah, we number 1, baby. Number 1.
Congratulations, babe.
Thanks. Yeah.
Dante Jones. Merlin.
Dave.
Are you there, buddy?
We're here, we're watching, we're listening, we're excited as you are. John Chapman joining me here, and you talked about the energy, Dave. What was it for you down on the sidelines? What was it like for you down there on the sidelines?
I got a story for you, Merlin, you won't believe.
Tell us.
I was moving around. I was up in the press box for the first half. I was down on the field. I was even up in the area where they were feeding the guys, sitting watching it on TV. I couldn't stand. I was so nervous. I couldn't come down here and watch the game. Well, I knew I had to go on after the game, so with about 7 minutes left in the game, I came down. They were down 17-9. I'm walking around on the sidelines, looking up at the fans here in the corner of the end zone. And one guy, I don't even know who he was, looked at me, pulled me over and said, "Will them to victory, Dave. Will them to victory." So I started concentrating, and I looked over on the ground, Merlin, I swear to God, and I found this. I put it in my hand, and they scored 2 touchdowns and won the championship.
Well, there it is, Dave.
It's the magic of the corn, Dave.
Zach Wiegert and Brendan Stein. Zach, how do you feel, buddy?
It couldn't be better. I mean, look at all these Nebraska fans still here, man. It's a great program. Look at the fans. It's the best thing that ever happened to me or this football team and probably this program. Just glad to be part of it.
Yes, baby. Brendan.
I'm overwhelmed with emotion, man. It's hard to explain. Just I'm so proud of everybody, you know, just all the fans and my teammates. Hard-fought battle. You got to take your hats off to Miami. They're a great team. Hell of a battle. I love it. Yes.
Everything you guys went through, somebody picked up and came back and won it, huh?
Well, this team, you can't get a great team down. The great ones adjust, and we showed it tonight.
That's great. Congratulations, guys.
Down in history, baby.
You got it. Tony. Hey, they're carrying him off.
Tony Veland.
Oh, they put him down. Tony. How you feel, babe?
I feel great. I don't even think it's sink in yet. I just feel great. I want to go out and celebrate. I'm happy that we finally did it. I'm happy we finally did it for T.O. We did it for ourselves. We earned our respect. And now it's time to think about another one, you know what I'm saying? Another one.
That's tremendous. Talk about the game a little bit, Tony. It was a roller coaster for you guys. Opportunities missed, situations where Miami scored easily, then you came back and fought your guts out, and they had no chance of scoring. And at the end of the ball game, that's the way it was.
Yeah, but that's just the case when you have 2 top teams. You know, it comes down to turnovers and penalties, and we fought hard and long. And in the fourth quarter, that's where we usually win our teams. And it seemed like the same situation happened today. We got to move the ball in the fourth quarter, and the defense picked it up a little bit, and things just went our way, and we finally got the win.
Anybody want to say hi to back in Omaha?
I want to say hi to my son, TJ, and his mom, Nene, and the rest of my boys, the horsemen. They know what I'm talking about. Peace.
All right, thanks, Tony. Gerald, what do you got?
Payback 1984, baby. What comes around goes around. It's our house, baby. Woo! Yeah. What up, baby?
Hey, maybe I could use that on my head a little bit. I'm getting a little thin up there.
I'm not giving this up. I'm taking this home.
You taking that back to Nebraska?
I'm planting this thing in my yard. Woo! Yeah.
What was at any point in the game, Gerald, that you knew it was yours?
Fourth quarter, baby. Every time in the fourth quarter we take over a game. We knew in their eyes they didn't want it as bad as we did in the fourth. We dominated them.
That's tremendous. Congratulations,
Thank
babe.
you.
Good job.
Yeah, baby, back in Lincoln.
Grant. We got Grant Wistrom, Merlin.
How's your voice holding up, Dave?
I'm sorry?
How's
hey,
your voice?
Congratulations.
Thanks. Great honor.
You're a young kid and you won the national championship for Nebraska. You're on the team. How do you feel?
I can't explain it. I mean, it's like nothing I've ever felt before, and I doubt I'll ever feel it again. It's just so special to be a part of a great team like this. Go 13-0 and win the national championship.
All the guys were saying the conditioning all the way through December really paid off.
Yeah, you can tell. They took about 2, 3, 4 weeks off. It showed. They were hurting at the end of the second quarter. They couldn't keep up with us.
That's great. Tremendous. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
See you back home, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, Merlin. Hey, anyway, let me finish the story.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I found this lucky corn cob, and I held it in my hand. I swear to God, Merlin, I didn't say a word after I picked it up. 7 minutes later, Nebraska wins a national championship. It's going in my office along with all my other memorabilia, Merman.
Hey, Tommy Frazier's behind you, Dave.
Where is he? Where's Tommy? Tommy's right here signing some autographs. Hey, we got Darren Erstad. Eric.
Wait a minute.
Darren, congratulations, babe.
Thanks a lot. Nothing like this in the world.
A tremendous game. Your foot a big part of it, pal.
Thanks. You know, I just had a little nervous at the beginning of the game, and second half rolled around, I got the jitters out, and it felt great. It's unbelievable.
You have to stay fresh. You have to stay up the entire game, and yet you're only in 6-7% of the time. Was there any time during the game that you had any doubts at all? It just seemed to be destiny.
No way. I was confident the whole time. Our team is unbelievable. Yeah, I've just learned to, you know, stay focused the whole game and stay mentally ready for anytime anything pops up, and worked out great.
Congratulations, Darren.
Thanks a lot.
You're going to turn pro baseball now or not?
I hope so.
Have a good time, babe. Hey, we got Tommy Frazier. Tommy, an incredible season comes to an incredible end. You have killed the beast down here.
Yeah, I have killed the beast, and that's what we came down here to do. I just was very confident we could do it. We came and did it.
Tommy, have you ever experienced anything like this season before in your life? Anything at all?
Never. It's something that's been up and down season, and this game, when it finished, was the end of the story. It was the end of the story.
When you came back in, Tommy, and the team clicked and you scored the touchdowns and everybody pulled together so much.
Well, I told the guys in there, I told the defense, if they just stop when it was down 7, I said, I'm going to take them down. We're going to come back and win this game. And we really pulled together and did it.
That's tremendous. Anybody want to say hi to back in Nebraska?
Everybody back in Lincoln, I want to say hi.
Mrs.
Hey,
Davis,
we number
Mr.
one,
Davis.
baby. We number one.
Number one, Mom. Praise the Lord.
Now, Merlin.
Yeah, back to the corn,
He's got the
Dave.
corn
This corn
again.
cob. I will never let this corn cob out of my sight. I should give it to Tom Osborne, shouldn't I?
Well,
nope,
yeah.
I'm going to keep it.
Okay.
Dave, there's a lot of noise there. How many fans are still sticking around there?
Every one of them. Every single fan in the stands that was here at the beginning of this ball game is still here, Merlin. Hey, Eric, take a look at the other side of the field. The stands. Zippo. Hey, that's okay. Miami's a great football team, and they played a great football game, Merlin, but as the guy said, the perfect timing of the practice and the conditioning, like we talked with Boyd before the game, it turned out to be the key, Merlin. These guys were fresh, and they had it at the end of the ball game. Miami was tired. End of story, buddy.
Well, Dave, it's amazing to me the patience that Coach Osborne has, because if you were like us back here, you're cringing, saying, what's going on down there? It's the same story
I
all
was
over
going
again.
nuts. I was going nuts, and you saw we were watching a little bit on TV because we can't get that close. Some of the expressions Tom made, but you're right. If anybody on earth deserves a national championship more than Tom Osborne, I don't know who the heck it is. It's a tremendous accomplishment for the team, for Tom, the coaching staff, and the entire state of Nebraska, the ones that never lost their faith in this club and all the rest of the football teams. And I think this team proved just exactly how hard it is to come down here to Miami and beat Miami in a national championship game, and they did it, Merlin. I'm exhausted.
Dave, all throughout the game we were hearing about Miami's team speed. Just how fast were the Hurricanes, and how did we shut them down in the fourth quarter?
Oh, they were so fast. You can't believe it. I think we beat up their line, John. They started getting some penalties called. They started putting a lot of pressure on Costa, the end rush, and a lot of the problems for him came from the outside. And the backs just picked it up. Everybody picked it up, and Nebraska stayed as quick as they were at the beginning, and Miami got tired, I think, and slowed down a little bit. You know, they scored those touchdowns on plays just like lightning, and those little receivers they got are really, really fast. But Nebraska did the job on James Stewart, the Miami running back, and they finally got to Costa enough that they slowed him down, made him think a little bit, and had a little doubt. And then, like I said, Nebraska's freshness at the end of the game took over.
And they finally wore down Warren Sapp. He was dominating there for a while, but he wasn't around the fourth quarter.
He is a great, great football player, but I'll tell you what, he's only human. He got tired just like everybody else. They hammered him just like they did everybody else. Corey Schlesinger. Hey, we got Corey Schlesinger. Corey, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing?
How you feel?
Really good right now. Very good.
How excited are you, Corey? Has anything ever happened like this to you before?
No, not winning the national championship. Getting 2 touchdowns in the national championship game. This has never happened before.
You just got to, you know, the team came back from such heartbreak all season long and problems, and even in this game they had some problems too, and they came back and put it all together at the end. Golly.
Yeah, the whole season was pretty rough, and I think that's what made the team a little bit stronger towards the end of the year, and we knew coming in here we could probably wear these guys down, play our best football, and win.
That's tremendous, Corey. Congratulations.
Thank
God
you.
bless you.
Thank you.
National championship, buddy.
Thank you.
That's tremendous. Eric, how you doing, pal?
All right, doing real good.
What do you think, man?
Oh, this is great. This is tremendous. Going through all this perseverance that we had through the season and all the ups and downs, and you top it off like this. What more can you ask for?
Husker players and fans haven't felt this way, national championship, since '72, and they haven't even felt this way after a bowl game for 6 or 7 years.
That's right. You know, watching all those games, living in Nebraska and watching Nebraska football and all the hard times I had, this makes all that just disappear, and this makes this that much sweeter.
Who do you want to say hi to back in Nebraska, buddy?
I want to say hello to my parents, Ann and Leroy Stokes, and my sister Kim. I want to say what's up to my frat, Ada Chapter, Nebraska Lincoln. What's up, yo?
Congratulations, Eric.
All right.
Enjoy it, man.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Hey. Merlin, John, everybody's enjoying this. Now they got a chant going, Penn State sucks. Penn State's a good football team, but I don't think they're going to win the national championship. I don't care what the score is tomorrow. I don't think anybody could have done what Nebraska did tonight. Come down here and play Miami in Miami at the Orange Bowl and win the national championship.
Dave, you were in the press box for much of the game watching it. I know that a lot of the media likes to bash the Huskers. What was it like in the first half?
It was driving me nuts. They used part of the press room we were in up there for overflow fans. And they come up to us and they say, don't clap or cheer. This is a working press box. Okay, so we're sitting on our hands. On the other end, every time they make a play, everybody's clapping and cheering. So then I go down and, as I said, went back into that snack bar area where nobody cared, and I enjoyed the game until I came back down here. Here we got Bill Byrne, Nebraska Athletic Director. He'll be here. What do you have? Well,
how sweet it is.
Oh.
Wasn't it great for Tom and for Nebraska?
It was absolutely tremendous, Bill, and for the fans down here, they were just
they're
tremendous.
Unbelievable. You know, the athletic director from Miami commented after the game, he said, not only do you deserve to be national champions, he said, but your fans are the best fans I've ever seen.
We've known that for a long time.
We have, but to come down here and do what we did on national television in a place that's been, well, we've had a lot of heartaches here before. I think it was really fitting that we win the national championship here in the Orange Bowl.
Isn't it going to be great to go back to the hotel and have smiles on everybody's faces?
I can hardly wait. I'm so excited. I'm just loving it. We deserve this national championship. I mean, we clearly are the best college football team in the country.
We slew the beast down here in Miami.
Well, and I'm glad.
The Dragon, huh?
Yeah. Let's put all that stuff about this being their house to bed.
Well, we may not be back. Who knows? We may play someplace else.
Our goals next year to be in Tempe, Arizona.
It's tremendous, Bill. Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Give my congratulations to everybody on the staff,
and
too.
Thanks to all the Nebraskans. Thanks for being such great fans. Okay.
Bill Byrne, athletic director. Frank Solich. Oh, Frankie, you've been through this, haven't you, pal?
No greater feeling than to get it done, and really feel proud of the kids, the way they came back and got it done. You know, the scenario was tremendous. Feel great for Coach Osborne, feel great for these kids. They deserved it. Tremendous effort by them.
You know, this is so much sweeter because for 6 or 7 years, Frank, we've walked into the locker room and listened to the other crowd cheering and screaming out here and everybody getting up and having a great time. Now it's our turn, huh?
You know, another thing is I think you got to pay a lot of tribute to our fans. They came down here. We must have had a fifth of the attendance here in the stadium, and it made a difference. It took away from just a dominating crowd that they had, and at times our crowd was a factor in the game. Tremendous support by those people, and we really appreciate it.
I was saying, if it's true that energy can pass from people to people, the energy of the 20,000 fans up here went right down on that field to the players.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. Our players felt like it was, to a degree, a home game. We've been here in this stadium now 4 years in a row, and plus we've had so many people here. We had a theme song coming out of the dressing room. It felt like home.
Just great.
All right,
Congratulations,
thank you.
Frank.
Appreciate it.
Look who we got here. Oh, Robert.
Okay, Bob. I don't know where he is. All right. Okay.
Robert, congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Tell us this feeling tonight, and the feeling, 25, 26 years ago with the back-to-back national championships?
I tell you the truth, I think this one was greater because we've been waiting for this, and Tom has done such a great job coaching. He did a great job when I was coaching, helping me. Without him, we might not have won the national championship. And so tonight, it really showed He did a tremendous job coaching, and the team followed him, and I was very happy when he won this.
This is a wonderful reward for all the years of work and effort by the entire coaching staff and all the players who played before.
You're right. It was a great day, great night.
How do you feel?
Oh, I feel wonderful. Real wonderful.
Do you remember that feeling 26 years ago? Is it the same?
No, I think it's a little better.
It's better? That's tremendous, Bobby. Congratulations, buddy. God bless you, sir.
Thank you for your help.
Oh, you betcha. He must know about my corn cob. He said thanks for my help, huh?
Nancy Osborne.
Nancy. Nancy, you as much as anybody, I have to personally thank you for all the, like Tom said at the press conference, all the hours and years that you raised the kids, that he wasn't here working so hard with the team and everything, and now you can take that unfinished business and put it in a scrapbook, huh?
That's right. We're really, really happy. I'm just drenched.
Are you drenched and all the energy gone too, or how do you feel?
Oh, no, no, no. No, this is a great moment, and I'm really proud of Tom and the team and all the people that make this work, because there's so many behind the scenes that nobody ever knows about. It's just been a total victory, and to have both quarterbacks be part of it even made it sweeter, you know.
Even sweeter because it didn't look like we were going to win the game. So many bad things happened, and all of a sudden, it all turned around at the end.
It did. The fourth quarter was ours as usual.
Oh, that's tremendous.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Nancy Osborne. What I was talking about, Murray, you remember the press conference where Tom talked about all the years he's been away, and somebody asked him if he'd go back and do it again, and he said after being away from his family so long, he didn't know if he would have or not. But this national championship sure has to be satisfying for him. Tom, I don't know. I didn't think you'd come out. I don't know what to say, Coach.
Well, here I am. Everybody's got to be somewhere, right?
we taped the comments you made earlier. We're going to run the tape, but this is so much better. How do you feel? We talked to Nancy already. She said she's exhausted but feels great.
Oh yeah. Well, Nancy, she'll celebrate all night. I'll go back, go to bed, and but I'm very pleased. I'm really pleased with the way our players played, and to beat Miami in Miami is a very difficult assignment. I really think it's probably the toughest assignment we could have drawn in any bowl, even tougher than Penn State at Pasadena or Alabama or Florida State or Florida in the Sugar. So, you know, I just felt if we could stay close, that we had worked so hard in practice that we thought our strength and our conditioning would maybe take hold in the fourth quarter. We talked to the players about that. And we told them the fourth quarter would be ours, and in the second half we even chose to defend this end zone start of the half so we would have that one at the end because that was the least noisy one. And we figured in the fourth quarter that's where we were going to do our scoring, and I think the players bought into it too. Unfortunately, we just didn't do it in the third quarter. I think I had them too keyed into we were going to win it in the fourth, so they waited to do it. But anyway, it was a great team win. Punting was good. You know, Erstad made some great plays. Defense 3 and out about 3 or 4 times there in the fourth quarter, which was the whole deal. And then offensively, we got things going. I think their defense was really kind of worn down toward the end.
Your decision to continue practice on an interim basis, but to keep it going all the way through December, turned out to be exactly what the team needed to be in the tip-top condition to play this game.
Well, it seems like these passing teams like Florida State can take a layoff of a couple weeks and they can come back and be pretty good, but when you're doing the traps and the counter sweeps and the options and a lot of things that are kind of intricate, it seems like that layoff, a couple, 3 bowl games we played, we just never got our timing back. So we decided we'd go back to doing it the way we used to many years ago and just never quit practicing. And I thought our timing was better tonight. We had some doggone turnovers that about killed us, but if we play without turnovers, we probably win pretty good here. We might win by 16, 17 points.
Have you ever experienced a team like this, a season like this, with so many highs and so many lows?
Well, I've never had a team that's had this much resolve. You know, from day one, they were determined that, I mean, we didn't hardly get off the field last year, and they were saying they were going to be back and they were going to win it. And they had a tremendous offseason, tremendous spring ball, tremendous summer, great fall camp getting ready for the kickoff classic, and then they worked their tails off for the last month getting ready for this. So tremendous work ethic, and but very unified group, and they knew what they wanted to do. and it wasn't, nothing was going to stay in their way, whether it was injuries or what. They got it done, so I'm very proud of them.
Was it Joe Paterno that said to you that you win a national championship when you least expect it?
Yeah, Joe mentioned that one time. He said sometime when you least expect it, you'll win it. But we haven't won it yet. You got to wait for the vote, and they may vote. Penn State may win 100-0 tomorrow, and it's all over. But anyway, I'm going to enjoy tonight. I really appreciate the Nebraskans' support. We had about 16,000 down here, and they made their presence known, and we really appreciate all the people back in Nebraska. The thing that I felt the pressure coming in this game was just how many people were going to be devastated if we didn't win it. 'Cause everybody's saying it's our turn, it's your year, it's this and that. And hey, in athletics, you don't take turns. You play Miami in Miami, usually it's tough to win. It's 2 times in the last 60 shots down here. So I thought it was an uphill climb, but the players went out and did it.
God bless you, Coach.
Okay,
thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Tom. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
Could anyone argue that night that Tom Osborne wasn't the most deserving coach in the country to take home the national title? The faithful back in Nebraska were delirious. Big Red fans celebrated the Huskers' first national championship in 23 years, and our cameras were live in Omaha and Lincoln to capture all the excitement.
Dave, thanks a lot. We're going to give you a break for a few minutes. You can recover your vocal cords and do a little celebrating on your own. But right now, we're going to see what's happening here in Omaha. Let's go to Vanita Sakar, who is standing by in West Omaha at the Scorecard Lounge. Vanita?
This has just been an emotional year, an emotional game, and you just had to have faith that Tom Osborne and the Huskers would get their due for number 1.
There was so much we had to do to get to this point, so many years of disappointment. What is it like for you as a fan to see them through their ups and downs, and tonight, a definite up?
Well, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. We just had to wait for our turn, and this is our year.
That's wonderful. Let's talk to some fans over here. What do you think? As you can tell, a lot of excitement here. Want to tell me what you're thinking?
I think it was a long time coming. It was well deserved. The Huskers are number 1. How about them Cornhuskers?
Was there ever a point in the game that you lost faith where you thought, no, it's not going to happen?
I didn't hear what you said.
Is there ever a point in the game when you lost faith?
No, never. We may not have played well in the first half, but never count the Cornhuskers out. Second half is our game. Tommy Frazier showed them we are number 1. We will stay number 1. We are the national champion.
Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're thinking. You had predictions at the beginning of the game. You had hopes, just like every fan. Tell me how you're feeling tonight after so many years of disappointment.
Very happy. It's a long time coming, and we deserve it. Tom deserves it.
We're number 1.
There's been so much disappointment, and now the big championship. What goes through your mind?
Sorry?
What goes through your mind at this point?
I'm just overwhelmed and elated. Very happy. We deserve it.
As you can see, a lot of fans very excited here. There's a Miami fan that wants to talk to us, but we don't want to talk to him. So back to you, Merlin and Chaps. Hopefully I'll survive this assault of fans here.
All right, Vanita, thanks for hanging in there.
Okay, we're having a blast out here.
We'll come back to you a little bit later. We'll go back to Dave Weber.
I'm sure they'll still be here celebrating.
We should have got her a football suit, Dylan.
Man, oh man, she's tougher than Warren Sapp in that crowd. Way to go. There you see some of the great celebration going on tonight as Husker fans are going nuts, John. And perhaps some Husker fans here in Omaha going a little too crazy.
A little too nuts down on 72nd and Dodge. Big crowds there, a lot of folks. The police want you to stay away from the area. There's already too many people there. Hey, anyway, the bars are going to be closing up you know, in about a half an hour, so you don't need to go down there to celebrate. They've got too many folks down there already.
This is going to be a rough weekend for a lot of people. New Year's Eve last night, the Huskers winning tonight. There's going to be some sick time called in this week to
Bromo seltzer, you got it.
And we're going to go down to Lincoln now, where Gary Johnson, our Lincoln Bureau Chief, is standing by in the capital city. Gary, what do you have for us?
Well, you mentioned the street parties going on in Omaha. We've just come up to our office from downtown O Street, and it's like a war zone down there. People are going nuts. There's sidewalk parties going, and that's spilling off onto the street. Let's take a look at some of the video we just shot just moments ago as Husker fans celebrate this. I tell you what, they all want to be a part of this historic moment, so they rush TV cameras. I tell you, State Bureau photographer Gary Almquist has some moves like Lawrence Phillips and was able to get this footage back to us all in one piece. So far, fans are behaving. There have been no acts of vandalism that we've seen. But if you're out and about tonight, you might drive really carefully because a lot of these people actually, you know, don't have safety priority on their minds. So be sure and drive carefully as some people are really celebrating. We're told the Lincoln police are going to stay on duty overtime tonight until the parties calm down. Just a lot of partying going on in downtown Lincoln right now as fans celebrate this just wonderful victory here in Lincoln. John, Merlin?
Well, Gary, you know, we're kind of joking about this, and it's great to see the celebration, but there's always been an ugly side to great championships, whether in the pros or in college, and that's people over-celebrating. We hope that's the seeds of that aren't starting right now.
I tell you, the worst I saw down here right now were snowballs being thrown, and people were so excited they weren't hitting their target anyway.
As long as we can keep it to that.
All right.
Welcome back to our post-game celebration. Merlin Klaus with John Chapman here. And John, we're going to go right back out to the scorecard lounge where Benita Sakar, our own strong linebacker reporter, is in the midst of the crowd with a former Husker. Benita, go ahead.
Well, Merlin and Chaps, I think you might recognize this man right next to me. There's George Achola, former Husker I-back. George, what did you feel as you watched your team win a national championship?
It was a feeling of peace. It was like a long journey was finally over. Even though I was not officially on the team, I feel that I was still a part of that journey. And when I saw them win it, it was like I could finally rest. That part of my life was over with. Nebraska had won a national championship, and even though I wasn't a member of the team, I still was a national champion.
What was it like for you when the final seconds ticked down? Was a part of you out there on that field too?
It was like, I guess if you could call it a spiritual feeling, it was close to that because I was watching the clock tick down, and I was like, everybody around me was jumping up and down. They couldn't believe the game was over, but I just kind of sat there and looked and said, oh my God, it's finally over. We've got a national championship. Coach Osborne's won the national championship. Nebraska finally has some respect nationally, and we're the #1 team.
A lot of celebrating beginning, a lot of celebrating tomorrow. John Chapman has some important news for Husker fans. Listen to this now, John.
Better listen to this closely now. We've had a lot of calls from people wondering when the Huskers will return to Lincoln. If you want to see the team tomorrow, do not, I repeat, do not go to the airport. The team will be taken directly to the Devaney Center. Arrival time is expected to be about 1 o'clock. The Devaney Center will open to the public at noon. There is no charge. It is on a first-come, first-served basis. We've been told that about only 15,000 people will be let inside. Again, if you want to see the team, they'll be at the Devaney Center around 1 p.m. on Monday.
All right, thanks a lot, John. And I know our Channel 6 crews will be there, and we're going to be breaking in for live reports in our football coverage because tomorrow is a holiday, January 2nd, a lot of football on Channel 6 and on the other networks. And now another reminder here in Omaha, police once again are asking that motorists and pedestrians, whoever, avoid 72nd and Dodge because there's a lot of people gathering there. It's you know, not the best situation to be in, so avoid that and do yourself a favor and kind of alleviate the situation. We're going to continue our coverage here of the Orange Bowl celebration, the national championship. Stay with us for more right here on Channel 6.
After 2.5 hours on the air, our news crews decided to call it a night. But within hours, our Channel 6 special coverage continued. On January 2nd, Nebraska's Orange Bowl heroes arrived back in Lincoln to some cold weather. But with 13,000 fans at a fever pitch inside the Devaney Center, that welcome home was warm indeed. Channel 6 cameras were live there too. John Nicely picks up the story in Lincoln.
It was early morning when the crowd started gathering outside the Devaney Center.
Number 1.
The doors weren't supposed to open until noon.
There it is.
By 9 a.m., there were already 8,000 people outside. By noon, there were 14,000. It took 11 minutes to fill up every seat in the house. On the floor, Danny Nee's defending Big 8 champs were just finishing practice, so he told them, put on a show. Back outside, people were willing to pay to get inside. Admission was free, but the doors were locked. Too many people. So here's where the overflow went, to the airport for the team's arrival at 1. Back in the Devaney Center, the news came, the plane 2 hours late. So the basketball team put on another show, spelling Huskers one letter at a time. The lines were long for concessions and for souvenirs.
How come you don't have anything on, huh?
Back at the airport.
Party like crazy.
And back at the Devaney Center.
It just made me want to go out there and play football for the Nebraska Cornhuskers 4.
Finally, 2:45, the team has landed. The Devaney Center still rocking. First out of the plane, Tom Osborne. Inside Devaney, anticipation. Outside, a mob intercepts the bus.
It broke, but we didn't.
We could touch them as they came through. We videotaped them all. Got them on video.
And finally, back inside.
How do you celebrate a national championship in Nebraska? Like this.
You guys are the greatest. We've been waiting 23 years for this. Now we're right back where we belong, on top. I just got a couple things to say. On behalf of the entire team, I'd like to thank Coach Osborne, the best football coach in the country. The fans and everyone here, you guys are second to none. You're absolutely awesome. And I just want you to know, we didn't win this just for ourselves. We won this for the whole state of Nebraska. Go Big Red.
When Corey Schlesinger scored that second touchdown in the fourth quarter, I kind of felt bad for Penn State there for about 5 seconds. Seriously, though, I just wanted to thank you guys for coming out here and supporting us. I think it's pretty obvious you guys are the best fans in the nation. Doesn't get any better than this. Again, like Terry, I just want to thank the coaching staff and especially Coach Osborne for all he's done, for all the criticism he's received, all the highs and lows that he's had and not having reached a national championship until this year. And Coach really makes a big point out of the fact that he believes that it's the pursuit of a national title that is more important than actually winning it. And because of that, I think he is all the more deserving for winning this national title. And again, I just want to thank you all for coming out here and supporting us. That this game wasn't just, like Terry said, this game wasn't for just our football team, it was for the entire state of Nebraska.
Sure, I scored 2 touchdowns, but all I did was run the ball. It was the offensive lineman, the receivers blocking downfield that did everything. All I had to do is run into the end zone. Too easy, way too easy. Thank you, everybody, for coming, and do the best.
You know, for many, many years now, we have been #1 in academic All-Americans, and it's great to have the title won on the playing field as well as in the classroom come together at this university today.
This is a great day for a great football program with great players, a great coaching team, a great opportunity that was not missed but taken last night. With the greatest fourth quarter maybe ever in Nebraska football history.
Abdul had a nice game last night. He said he wanted to make a speech.
I didn't say I wanted to make a speech. I just wanted to thank the fans for coming out and supporting us through the whole year when times was getting hard for us and we had a few players down and the fans just stuck behind us. And on behalf of the football team, I just want to say thanks to y'all.
Damon's always got something to say here. Damon?
Here he is, Don. I'm a little lost for words right now. I just want to say thanks. You guys have been great, especially the guys back in Miami. You know, it didn't really seem like their home game. Even when it was 17-9 with 8 minutes left, we knew we had a chance, and I hope you guys felt the same. You see the national champions, college football, right there.
While the Huskers were appearing in the Devaney Center, Penn State was making its bid for #1 in the Rose Bowl. The Nittany Lions downed Oregon 38-20. But when the polls came out the next day, Nebraska was the overwhelming choice for #1. In the Associated Press poll, the Huskers received 51.5 votes from the media for #1. Penn State ended up with 10.5 votes. Colorado a solid #3, Florida State 4th, and Alabama was 5th. It was the same story in the USA Today CNN coaches poll. Nebraska received 54 of the 62 first-place votes. Only 8 coaches sided with Penn State. Colorado was again 3rd, followed by Alabama and Florida State. On January 3rd, Coach Osborne was presented with the National Championship Trophy, the ceremony taking place outside the coach's office.
Coach Osborne, very proud to be here this morning to recognize really not only your achievement at the Orange Bowl, but also the continued excellence over the long haul that University of Nebraska has demonstrated, not only athletically, but also academically in the development of the fine men that have come from the University of Nebraska. To that end, we're here today to present the trophy, but also University of Nebraska will receive from Sears a $20,000 academic scholarship. So it is in part our partnership with the American Football Coaches Association, our store here in Lincoln, and the 320,000 employees of Sears that are proud to be here to recognize your victory in the Orange Bowl and the national championship. Congratulations, Coach Osborne.
Thank you.
And Coach, what's become customary is putting the plaque on the front of the trophy.
Okay.
So,
See if I can hit the right spot here.
give me a little direction.
Give me some guidance. Hope that glue is strong and stays on there for a year. Stay there forever. Yeah. Thank you. We're honored to be named the #1 team. I guess it's all over now. The votes are in, and I think if you win 13 games, you can lobby a little bit. We think we've played some very good opponents this year. Nobody's, you know, they've made us sweat, but nobody's, it hasn't been luck. We haven't won any games where you say, well, you backed into that one. And so I think defense was tremendous all year. The offense was very good, and the kicking game was outstanding. And above all, I think a great attitude. Really feel privileged to work with a bunch of players that was this committed to one goal. It was this unified, and it was on track through the whole year.
My thanks to everyone, you know, especially Coach Osborne, the rest of the coaching staff, the strength staff. You know, it was a total team effort all year. We played hard, we never gave up, and it paid off for us. So I'd just like to say thank you.
Like Terry, again, I'd just like to thank the coaching staff and the entire University of Nebraska football staff for all the work that they put in with the team the past few years. I'd also like to thank the fans, everybody who went down to the game, all the fans up here in Lincoln. Believe it or not, we could hear you yelling through those TV sets. It was great. I don't think we have any better fans in the nation, and it really helped us this year.
Well, I think the thing that has stood out about this team was their resolve from day one, which went back to probably January 1st, January 2nd last year. I think there was a lot of commitment in the off season and during the summer and during the season to get back down to Miami and to win it. And I don't think I've ever been around a team that was that unified or that committed to one proposition. And I thought that the egos were held in check. I think everybody did what they had to do to have a great team. And very few ego problems, very few problems with focus. Not much of an up and down type of season where you were ready one week and the next week you just barely got by. They played hard every week, and they overcame a lot of adversity in terms of just you know, some key people not being around all the time, and so I thought they did a great job. And you know, I'm still the same guy that lost 7 straight bowls. I'm no smarter today than I was last year or the year before, but the coaches did a great job, the players did a great job.
It was truly a night to remember. Nebraska, the national champions of college football. We're glad you decided to relive this memorable win by the Huskers. Was it the special ear of corn that willed them to victory? Was it the hopes, prayers, and tears of thousands of fans? Or just the hard work, dedication, and resolve of the Huskers themselves? Some of us like to think they all played a part. From all of us at Channel 6, thanks for joining us. We leave you now with a tribute to the national champions.
Feeling great, feeling great. National championship, baby, yeah! It's been a beautiful season. We're number one, baby. We're number one. Oh, this goes for everyone. This ain't in Nebraska. everybody, baby. We're national champs.
Everything's going nuts.
Hell of a battle. I love it. Yes. Payback 1984, baby. What comes around goes around. Woo! Yes, number one, baby. Yeah.
Maybe I can do something on my head a little bit.
Giving this up, baby. This whole planting this thing in my yard.
As you can tell, we are just as excited as the Huskers I am.
I'm so proud of you, man. I'm so proud of you. How do you feel, babe?
We feel great.